Hi, my name is Graham Smith, and I'm one of the authors that helped develop the learning approach to mathematics that is found in our textbook as well as the video you are about to experience. To learn more about our approach to learning mathematics, visit the web address that accompanies this video. Now, enjoy the video. Solving multi-step equations. This video will help you solve equations using the addition property, solve equations using the addition and multiplication properties, and finally, solve equations that can first be simplified. Solve equations using the addition property of equations. To solve equations, we follow a specific procedure that is organized into three main goals. The three goals we use when solving equations. Goal 1, we simplify each side of the equation. Goal 2, we gather the variable terms on one side of the equal sign, and we gather the constant terms on the other side. Goal 3, we undo multiplication or division to finally isolate the variable. Now, depending on the complexity of the equation, we will need to use either 1, 2, or 3 of these goals. And so we'll start out with very simple equations that just use 1 or 2 of these goals, and we'll work our way up in this video to equations that require all 3 of these goals to solve an equation. When variable terms and constant terms are on both sides of the equal sign, we start with the second goal. And the second goal is to gather the variable terms on one side of the equal sign and gather the constant terms on the other. So taking a look down here at our equation, you'll notice I have variable terms on both sides. On the left side I have 3x, on the right side of the equal sign I have 2x. So there are variable terms on both sides of the equal sign. I also have constant terms on both sides of this equal sign. On the left here I have a positive 2, on the right I have a negative 4. So what we need to do is we need to kind of get the variable terms to their respective sides and the constant terms on the other side. Now it doesn't matter which side we do that, as long as we get them organized, variables on one side, constants on the other. And the way we do that is we use addition and subtraction to get the x terms to one side and the constant terms to the other side. Now let's take a look at an example that will help you understand how to use goal 2 to solve an equation. Example 1, we're asked to solve this equation, and you can see that I have variable terms and constant terms on both sides. So goal 2 tells us the first thing we need to do is get the variable terms to one side. So I'm looking at my equation here. So I have a 3x on the left side, I have a 4x on the right side. Now, it won't make a difference which one of those I move or get rid of, but it's going to make it easier if I always move or get rid of the smaller variable term. So what I want to do on this left side is I want to make that 3x disappear. And the way I do that is I use subtraction. Since it was a positive 3x, if I subtract 3x from this side, that's going to drop that 3x term right out of the left side. Now, since I've subtracted 3x from the left side, I also need to subtract 3x from the right side. Let's take a look at what we have left now. On the left side, 3x minus 3x is 0, so all I'm left with is a 5. On the right side, 4x minus 3x leaves me with 1x, and then I have a minus 7. So you'll notice what has happened here is I've got the variable terms over here on the right side. So my variable term 1x is over here on the right side. So goal 2 now tells me once I got the variable terms to one side, I need to get the constant terms to the other side. And that means this negative 7 I need to get rid of this negative 7 on the right side. So since it's a negative 7, I'm going to add 7 to get rid of it. So I'm adding 7 to this side, and I want to make sure I add 7 to the other side. Well, let's take a look at what we have left. On the right side, I have this 1x. Well, 1x, all that is really is just x. So I have x on the right side, which is isolated and all by itself. And on the left side, I have 5 plus 7, or 12. And so I've isolated the variable now, and I've solved the equation because it's easy to see that x is going to equal 12. Now it's time to check your understanding of using goal 2 to solve an equation. Pause your video player and answer this guided practice question. When you're done, hit play to see how you did. Question 1. We're asked to solve this equation, has variable term and constant terms on both sides. First thing we're going to do is move the variable terms to one side. And we want to get rid of this smaller term, this 5x. So we are going to subtract 5x, and then come over here on the left side and also subtract 5x. Let's take a look at what we have left. On the right side, we're left with 4. On the left side, 6x minus 5x is 1x, or just x. And so I have x minus 1. So I've got the variable terms now all on the left side. I need to get this constant term, this -1, now over to the right. So since it was a -1, I want to add 1 to get rid of it on the left side. And I'll make sure I keep my equation balanced by adding 1 to the right side. Let's take a look and see what we have left. On the left side I have just x, and on the right side 4 plus 1 is 5. I've isolated the variable now and solved the equation. Solving equations using the addition and multiplication properties of equations. So the equations here are going to get a little more complicated, and so we are going to need both goal 2, which we just practiced, getting the variable terms on one side, constants on the other, and we're going to need goal 3, which is to undo multiplication or division to isolate the variable. Now, we're going to perform goal 2 first, and then followed by goal 3. Let's take a look at this equation I have written right here. You'll notice I have variable terms on both sides of this equation, a 5x on the left, a 2x on the right. So what I first want to do is get the variable terms to one side. And so I'm going to use goal 2 to do that. I'm going to move the smaller variable term, and you can see that I'm subtracting 2x from each side to make that variable term on the right side drop out. When I subtract 2x from each side, I get 6 on the right and 3x on the left. Now I've almost got this x isolated. I just need to undo this multiplication, and there's where we use that third goal. So to undo the multiplication of 3, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And on the left side, that is going to isolate my variable, so I get x all alone. And on the right side, 6 divided by 3 gives me my final solved answer of 2. Now let's take a look at an example that will help you understand how to use goals 2 and 3 to isolate a variable and solve an equation. Example 2. We're asked to solve this equation, and you can see that I have variable terms on both sides. On the left side, I have a -8x, and on the right side, I have a positive 2x. So I want to use goal 2, which is first, gather the variable terms to one side. So I'm going to move the smaller variable term there, which is that -8x. So to move that -8x, then I'm going to add 8x to both sides. Let's take a look and see what we have left now. On the left side, -8x plus 8x is 0, so all I'm left with is 22. On the right side, 2x plus 8x is going to give me 10x, and I have -8. So now I've got all the variable terms to the right side, so the second part of goal 2 is constant terms to the other side. So I need to get rid of this -8 and move it to the other side. So to get rid of the -8, I'm going to add 8. So I want to make sure I do that to both sides. Rewrite my equation. On the right side, -8 plus 8 is 0, so all I'm left with is 10x. On the left side, 22 plus 8 is 30. Now I'm done with goal 2. I've got the variable terms on one side, this 10x on the right. I've got all the constant terms on the left, which is 30. Now I'm going to go on to goal 3, which is to undo multiplication or division to isolate the variable. And you can see that our variable here, we have 10 times x. So to undo that multiplication of 10, I'm going to divide both sides by 10. And so I get my final simplified answer of x is equal to 3. Now it's time to check your understanding of using goals 2 and 3 to solve an equation. Pause your video player and answer this guided practice question. When you're done, hit play to see how you did. Question 2. We're asked to solve this equation. We're going to need goals 2 and 3. So I start by gathering the variable terms to one side. I have a 6x and a -5x. That -5x is the smaller variable term, so that's the one I'm going to move. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Let's take a look and see what we have. On the right side, we're going to have just 4. On the left side, we're going to have 11x minus 18. So now I've gotten all the variable terms over to the left side. I need to get those constants now to the right. That means I need to get that -18. I need to get rid of that -18 on this left side. So I'm going to add 18 here and add 18 on the other side. So on the left side, -18 plus 18 is 0, so all I'm left with is 11x. On the right side, 4 plus 18 is going to give me 22. So now I'm done with goal 2. I've got all the variable terms on the left, and I've got all the constant terms on the right. Now I need to use goal 3, which is to undo multiplication or division. And you can see here that I have 11 times x. So to undo that multiplication by 11, I'm going to divide by 11. 11x divided by 11 gives me x. 22 divided by 11 gives me 2. And I got my final solution of x equals 2. Solve equations that can be simplified. Now it's time to solve equations that use all three goals. We've already seen how to use goals 2 and 3 to solve equations. The equations that we're going to take a look at next are more complicated, and they're going to need to be simplified first. So we need to use goal 1 here. And goal 1 is to simplify each side of the equation. And the way we do this is we first use the distributive property if it's present. So we use that distributive property to remove any grouping symbols. After we do that, then we look to combine like terms. Once we've simplified each side of the equation, then we go back to solving equations like we've already practiced doing that use goal 2 and goal 3. Now let's take a look at an example that will help you understand how to use goals 1, 2, and 3 to solve an equation. Example 3. We're asked to solve this equation, and we got a lot of stuff going on, so we want to start with goal 1, which is to simplify each side of the equation. And the way we start is to see if we have the distributive property anywhere. And you can see in our equation we have the distributive property right over here on the left with the 5. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that 5. So 5 times x would give me 5x. 5 times negative 2 would give me negative 10. And that's going to equal. We'll leave the right side just as it is right now, just to do one step at a time. Okay? I don't have any more distributive properties to perform, so now I'm going to take a look and see if I can combine any like terms. And you'll notice the left side I don't have like terms. 5x minus 10, those are not like terms. But on the right side, I have this 10 and this 1. Those are on the same side of the equal sign, so I can just go ahead and add those right together. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So really I have 10 plus 1, which is 11. I also need to write that plus 2x on that right side. On the left side, I have 5x minus 10. Now both sides of this equation, this equation is simplified. So now we're ready to go on to goals 2 and goals 3. Goal 2 is to get all the variable terms to one side, which I need to do. I have variable terms on the left and the right. So I want to move this smaller variable term of 2x. So I'm going to subtract it to get rid of it on the right side. And so I would subtract 2x from the left side. Rewriting my equation now, I'll have 3x minus 10 on the left, and on the right I have 11. So now notice I've got all the variable terms to the left side. The rest of goal 2 is to get the constant terms to the other, so I need to get rid of that minus 10. So I would add 10 to both sides. And let's see, then I'll have 3x on the left, and 11 plus 10 is 21. And now finally I'm ready to go to goal 3, which is to undo any multiplication or division. I have 3 times x here, so I want to divide by 3. Divide by 3. I get x equals 7. Now it's time to check your understanding of using all 3 goals to solve an equation. Pause your video player and answer this guided practice question. When you're done, hit play to see how you did. Question 3. We're asked to solve this equation. It's got a lot of stuff going on, but we can start simplifying this equation. So we would start with a distributive property, which is over here on the right. So we would distribute this 7 to the y and to the 2. Let's take a look at that would give us. 7 times y is 7y. 7 times positive 2 is a positive 14. I'll just rewrite the left side as it stands. Okay, I'm done with the distributive property. Now I would look to combine like terms. I don't have any like terms on the right side, but on the left side I do. I have this 6 and this negative 4. Since those are both on the same sides of the equal sign, I can just go ahead and add those together. So a positive 6 and a negative 4 is going to give me a positive 2. So I would have 2 plus 3y on the left. On the right I have 7y plus 14. Okay, now looking at this equation, everything is simplified the best I can do. On the left side I have 2 plus 3y, those are not like terms. On the right side I have 7y plus 14, those are not like terms. So now I can move on to goal 2, which is to get the variable terms to both sides. So the 3y is smaller, so that's the one I'm going to get rid of. So I would subtract 3y. Subtract 3y. Let's take a look now. On the left side, I'll just have a 2. On the right side, 7y minus 3y is 4y. And I also have plus 14. So notice now I've got the variable terms to the right side. I want to get the constant terms to the left side. So I need to get rid of that 14. So I would subtract 14. Subtract 14. On the right side now I have 4y. And on the left side, a positive 2 plus a negative 14 is going to give me a negative 12. One last step now. I need to undo the multiplication on the right side. So I would divide both sides by 4. Let's come over here then. On the left side, a negative 12 divided by a positive 4 would give me negative 3. And on the right side, 4y divided by 4 is just going to give me y. So I get my final solution of y equals negative 3. Solving equations that require all three of these goals is actually a pretty complex process, so we've got a couple extra guided practice questions here. So pause your video player and answer guided practice 4, and then hit play to see how you did. Guided practice 4. We're asked to solve this equation, and so we want to start with goal 1, which is to simplify each side. Well, we don't have any distributive property here, but we do have some like terms to combine. On the left side of this equation, I have a 9x and a negative 2x. So I can combine those like terms together. A 9x and a negative 2x would give me a 7x. So I'd have 7x minus 4. 5x, I didn't have any like terms to combine, so that side was simplified. So goal 1 is now done. Both sides are simplified. Now I want to get the variable terms to one side. So I'd move this smaller one, the 5x. Subtract 5x from each side. Let's take a look here. On the right side, I have a negative 12. On the left side, I will have 2x minus 4. So now I've got the variable terms to the left side. I need to get the constants over to the right. So I would get rid of this 4 by adding it. Add 4 to both sides, and so then I would have 2x is equal to a negative 12 plus a positive 4 would give me a negative 8. And now finally I want to use goal 3, which is to undo the multiplication there. So I would divide both sides by 2, and I would get a final answer of x equals 4. Now pause your video player and answer guided practice 5. Hit play when you're done to see how you did. Guided practice 5. We're asked to solve this equation. We want to start by simplifying, and we do have some distributive property to do, so we do that first. We distribute the 6 here. That would give me 6x minus 18. Rewrite the rest of this stuff. Plus 3x minus 4 equals negative 4. Still looking to simplify. On the left side, I have a couple pairs of like terms. I have a 6x and a 3x, and I also have those two constant terms that I can combine. So let's see, a 6x plus a positive 3x would give me a 9x, and then a negative 18 and a negative 4, that would give me a negative 22. The right side is just still going to stay a negative 4. Okay, I've simplified everything. Now I would check to see if I need to move the variable terms to one side. I don't. All the variable terms are on the left side, so I need to get rid of that constant term, that negative 22, and move it over to the right. So to do that, I would add 22 to both sides. And so then I would have 9x, and on the right side, a negative 4 plus a positive 22 would give me a positive 18. And then finally, the last step, I need to undo the multiplication on x. I'm multiplying by 9, so I would divide by 9. Divide by 9. I get a final answer of x equals 2. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to check out our other videos that we have on YouTube, or visit the web address that accompanies this video to learn more about our approach to learning mathematics.